Welcome back everyone to our gameplay series in Farming Simulator 22. And in today's video, we've got some catching up to do. So we've been working on getting a sheep farm up and running. Well, we have done that. Unfortunately, it took a lot more time off camera than I had originally expected, mostly because I was having a lot of issues with the trees, trying to cut them down. They were glitching out. And a big problem when trying to place these buildings is that if there was any part of a tree remaining, meaning there could be just a small piece of a branch there, it would keep me from locating any of these buildings. So we now have a total of 4 buildings in here. We have 2 pens for the sheep, which we'll come back into here in just a moment and take a look at their production levels, how many we have, all that kind of thing. But then down here, just beside the 2 pens, we have a spinnery. Okay, so that spinnery, of course, is where we're going to take the wool. We'll take it down to the spinnery. Then it will become fabric. And once it becomes fabric, we get into our final building, which is way back here in the corner. And the reason I put it in the corner, well, one reason was it was the only place I could find to put it, given some of the glitches I was having. There you can see some of the wood that I have been cutting from trees that I haven't been able to get rid of just yet. But also because it is the final piece of the puzzle. This is the final building in our production chain. So you see as we get a little bit closer here, it will actually pop up. So we can manage this production. So let's actually come in and take a look at our production chain. So we've got our grain mill, bakery, greenhouses. We know about all of those. In fact, I've got to go give some love to the greenhouses here for too long before they run out of water. But then we get down to the very bottom. We've got our spinnery, which is making fabric wool, and it will be distributing that wool over to the tailor shop, which will be selling the clothes. So we're not even going to attempt to hold on to the clothes and get the best price, any of that. We're just going to straight sell it out. And I think what's going to happen after taking a brief look at some of the numbers in here is that we're probably going to end up with another spinnery, but not right now. We're going to do just the same as what we did the first time around with our bakery and grain mill. We're simply going to get one of each and work our way through the first year. And the reason that is going to be important is because our numbers are going to change. So right now we have 30 sheep in each of the pen. You can see I did get a little bit different breed in each one. There does not appear to be any difference. So as I click back and forth, you can see over to the side here, there is a slight difference only because this one was actually placed first. So it's got a little bit more production and a little bit less food remaining, that kind of thing. But essentially, these appear to be identical as far as production, how much they eat, all of that type of thing. Also, you notice health is at 100% because they're getting plenty of grass. And of course, water is taken care of by the enclosure. So we don't have to worry about that. And as far as wool production, it looks like it's going to be somewhere around 300 liters. So a nice, very simple number. It's always nice to have some simple things here and there, but it appears to be 30 sheep, 300 wool or 300 liters of wool per day. That appears to be what we're looking at. And again, you can see after 1 day of feeding, well, we're down to 10,000. Liters left of food. So we're using a little bit of food, but this amount of food in here appears that it's going to last quite a while with one exception, and that is the reproduction. So you can see we no longer have a parentheses here with a reason why reproduction is not underway. Instead, we now have the percentage. So once every 5 months, we're going to have the reproduction. So we've got plenty of room in each of these pens for new sheep, and that is what I am waiting on. I'm very much looking forward to that. So everything is up and running. Everything is going exceptionally well at this point, but boy, did it take a lot to work through some of the glitches that I incurred, mostly around the forestry side of things, chopping down trees and making sure that I got every piece of not only the branches, but also the trunk, everything. So a lot of issues, but I think in the long term, it's going to pay off. So now let's come in, let's take a look at some of the prices. So if we start out and we were just selling the wool, then we could get a pretty decent price from the spinner. You can see there's a couple of spinners here because now we own one. So best price would be about $2,300 there. But if we keep scrolling down, we are going to find fabric, which would be about $6,800. Best price there. And of course that tailor shop, that's our tailor shop. And then finally, the clothes, $25,000. So that is a slight difference from fabric up to clothing. So the clothing should sell quite nicely. But again, we've got a little ways to go before we're quite ready to dish out any clothes, because we still got to get some wool in there. Again, we're only one day into the process, but we still got to get some wool into the spinnery. And then from there, we'll have that distributed over to the tailor shop, which will turn that into clothes. So not bad at all. I am very happy with where we are right now. Again, lots of glitches along the way, trying to get things taken care of with our Raptor 3000, as well as our handheld chainsaw. Those two combined have gotten the job done, but there is so much more left to do. And that brings me to something that I was really hope would work out, or maybe works out in the future, and that is I need these buildings to be usable. That would make an absolutely perfect animal barn, either for cows or, in this case, because of our location, sheep. I would love to see that be usable, but right now you just simply can't do anything with these buildings. So at the very least, I would like to be able to demolish them so that I could use the space. But for right now, they're here just for looks. Here is my other wood pile. This was my initial wood pile. And so you can see some of these small pieces like this would be left laying around, and that monkeys with the system big time. You cannot place anything with even the smallest bits of wood around. But yeah, I got to clean up that pile here in the future. But for right now, actually, before we get too deep into this, I need to see how much grass we have left. So you can see I have finished off mowing all the grass with our tractor. So we're good in both of these. And I'm holding off about placing any more pins until we see just how much we're going to need once we get our new sheep in a few months. Let's actually hop over. How much do we have in here? Okay, 56%, which is just shy of 13,000 liters. Okay, so we've got a good bit remaining right now. So let's actually go ahead and bring this off to the side. You can see there's another wood pile there. There's some more. That's actually a glitched out tree. So yeah, there's a lot going on right now on the farm. It did not do anything to help my feelings about forestry in this game. I've never been a fan. But yeah, this didn't help any at all. There you can see the wool as we run up on it. So you got plenty of locations for wool there. But for me, it's going to be great because as soon as these pallets are done, I will simply grab our forklift, which I don't have yet. So we'll grab a forklift and we'll bring it right over here to the spinnery, so it will take us no time at all. But right now what I'm going to do is actually just bring this guy over. There we go. And get him perfectly lined up and unhook him. Because we need this tractor. Oh, get our camera going. There we go. We need to head back over to the store because I'm going to pick up a plow and we are going to combine these fields. All right, so you notice we have top right hand corner, we have $227,000. Now we could do some more purchasing beyond the plow that we're about to purchase. But I'm going to hold off because remember, we're here in April, and not too long from now, it's going to be time to get back to our wheat fields. And our wheat fields are going to bring us quite a bit of flour, and so it's going to be time for some more bakeries. So we are saving that money specifically for that situation. Now, I have not checked on our fields in a few days now, which means a few months in game time, so I'll be interested to see what they look like when I head back over to the greenhouses to refill the water so that we don't run them completely out. But you can see it's not that far. The map is not all that huge. We actually could have gone in right there if we wanted. As we head back to the storefront, I'm going to turn in right here. We're going to pick up a plow. Alright, so let's go right here. We'll hop out, bring up the storefront, and there's a mod that I was very tempted to get that would allow you to create new fields with other tools such as cultivators. That was very appealing to me, but I decided against it. Alright, so let's see. We've got 1.2 meters. We don't need much. I feel like this one's probably good. Yeah, this one should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to buy this one because I'm sure we're going to need this on more fields in the future. Alright, now that we've got that, let's hop into our tractor. By the way, I believe I've told you guys in the last few videos, but in case you're wondering what this container is sitting next to our trailer, that is actually our... Alright, just make sure we can get through here. That's actually the weed killer, is what that is. I use that to fill up the tank so that we can have a dedicated weed killer. Alright, now this is going to get really interesting. Now we can rotate this thing. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and rotate this thing so that we don't take a swipe at oncoming traffic. I actually wish that we could just keep that. You notice before it actually fully rotated and moved off to the side here, to the right-hand side, it was actually straight. I wish we could keep it straight so that we didn't have to worry about hitting anything. But I don't think we can do that as far as a resting position. Alright, hopefully there's nobody coming. Oh, and one other thing that I forgot to mention while we were on the fields talking about our yields and working the grass. I had no luck with the AI. I tried them a couple of different times. They were missing big portions of the field. They were, I mean, it was odd how bad they were. So I'm very much looking forward to Courseplay coming to FS22. Very much so. Alright, let's get this bad boy all lined up. Alright, let's make sure. I'm actually going to get into the field just a little bit. You can see it's growing and is going to be growing for some time. I'm guessing 3 to 4 days. Okay, so let's go ahead and lower, allow create fields. Yes. And lower the plow. Okay, this should create, yes, it's going to do exactly what I need it to do. And again, you can see I am actually cutting into our existing field just a little bit, and I really want to do that to make sure that we're able to connect these and make this one big field, because I still have hope for the AI yet. Alright, so we need to get right there, should do it. Alright, let's see if we can do this in one turn here. I don't know that we're going to have quite enough working width to do it. Alright, so right about there. Let's lower this. And a little bit later on, who knows, once we pick up these additional 2 fields that are now behind us, we may try to do further combining of these. Not sure, because we don't need all these roads running through here, that's for sure. Alright, so it looks like we didn't quite make it. Alright, so let's go ahead and raise this. And then we'll make one more trip right down the middle, and this should long-term help quite a bit. Then all I'll need to do is bring the seeder over. Alright, there we go. Let's drop the plow right about here. Again, all we want to do is make sure we hit this middle part right now. And then I will bring the seeder over and we will plant the grass seed. And of course it'll be, you know, a stage or 2 behind as far as the growing cycle, but that's okay. That's not going to hurt anything. Again, we're thinking long term here. This isn't about what's happening on the farm today. Here are the other 2 fields that I was referencing. One that I'm so rudely working my way through right now. They both have grass on them, and then we have one additional field which I would very much like to combine as well. Again, long term. Alright, so here we go. Let's start off. There we go. That should work nicely. So the good thing about grass is once you do this one time, once we plant this grass one time, we're done. We will no longer have to worry about it anymore. I could use some fertilizing, but to this point I simply haven't had time. Alright, let's make sure we get far enough. That should do it. I'm hoping that the AI will be able to better work these fields once they get combined. Maybe that's will give them enough room that they can figure some things out, because they were missing huge portions of the field, and I really don't know why. There's obviously nothing in the way. There are no obstacles of any kind, but for some reason it just wasn't working out for them. Look at that. We actually got, oh, very nearly everything we needed right there on that one pass. Yep, almost. Alright, so we'll line up and do this final pass. Alright, let's get a little bit offset here. There we go. Alright, this final pass should be all that we need. And then we'll head back, we'll grab the seeder, and we will take care of the final step. So remember, our seeder is also serving as a cultivator and a fertilizer. Alright, there we go. Alright, awesome. So let's take a quick glance. So there's our 3 fields, which will very soon become 1. Alright, very nice indeed. So now it's just going to take a little bit of time for us to get our wool up and running, because our production is going to take a little bit of time, especially going to be helped by the fact that here in about, what, 3 months, 4 months, we're going to have a lot of new sheep on the farm. And for those of you who might be wondering, I do not plan, once we get our pens filled up, oh, look out, deer. Oh, this is like real life. Watch out for the deer spawning right in the middle of the road. Excuse me, deer. Really don't want to hit any deer. Been there, done that in real life. It was not a fun experience, and would prefer not to do it again. But yeah, I do not plan to sell off any sheep and take advantage of the husbandry option here in the game that will allow you to, you know, once you have new sheep, you can simply sell those and make money that way. I do not plan on doing that. It's because I feel like they are much more valuable to us. Actually, I'm going to leave this guy right over here. Okay, I like it. We're just going to use all the room we can in this general area until we get a little bit later in the game and we make our own. But for right now, we're not there. All right, I'm going to take a peek over at our field. Of course, we already know we got a weed problem. But it looks like, other than that, we're just a couple of months away. All right, so you notice in the top left-hand corner in our menu for the tool, there is third from the bottom. It says select the seed, and it says wheat. Now I'm going to use the Y key, and I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And we're going to change that to grass because I am very bad about not remembering to change that once we get there. And when that happens, yeah, I'll end up planting wheat in the middle of our pastures, and that is certainly not what we need or want. I mean, things are going along quite well in the game right now. I mean, we're making a lot of purchases, we're spending tons of money right now. But I feel overall that we're going to have more than enough income to support this once we get everything up and running. And by the end of this calendar year, I believe that is going to be the case. But as always, we'll see. There's another wonderful field that I'd really like to have long term. Now you notice I don't have the mini map up right now. And it's because I'm trying to get to know the map without using it. Okay, let's go ahead and unfold. We got our grass seed selected. All right, we'll let that get unfolded. Can we get this in one swoop here? I don't think we can. No, we're going to have to make two. Okay, not the end of the world. Okay, let's see if I can hire, because I do not have any grass seed. If we have to buy seed, then obviously I'm going to have to... All right, let's see if this guy's going to do it. Is he doing it? Yes, it looks like he is. Now, I'm not sure, again, why he's going a weird direction. Maybe I had him started off too weird. So let's see if we can help that out a little bit with my keyboard steering. I just need him to be decent. All right, come on, big guy. There we go. So see, once I do my part, he's fine to do his part. At least so far. And again, he's doing a little bit more than we need him to, but that is not a problem. All right, let's see what he's going to do here. Is he going to turn around the proper way? As you can see, I am running very low on confidence in the AI at this point. So he's doing great. Once I got him all set up in the right direction, he's been doing great this time. So why are we backing up this far? All right, there we go. Oh, Hello. We let him get a little bit into that field. Fortunately, that's not going to cause any long-term issues. Okay, I like it. Okay, did he get everything? Not quite. We'll try to hire him one more time. Again, the reason I'm so insistent upon hiring the AI... Okay, there we go. Is because I don't have any seeds in the planter right now, so I would have to purchase some seeds in order to do this myself. And obviously we're not going to need to plant too much grass because it's already here for us. So that is why I am insistent upon the AI doing this. Okay, here we go. Alright, I like it. I like it. Assuming that it didn't reset or something to wheat, we should be in good shape. And if it has, well, I guess we'll find out here in a few days. Okay, did you notice the little wheel spin there by the rear tire? Yeah, I'm liking that. The weights on these things are of actual use. I love that about this game. We don't quite have enough traction. We could use some weight on the front end of this tractor. But yeah, that is an awesome part of the game. Let's see if we cut into the field a little bit here again. Again, long term, not going to be a big issue. But, yep, it did it again. Even though we don't own that field. Interesting. Alright, looks like he's going to take care of it. We may have to do the same thing here again as he stops. Nope, he didn't. He just ran right through it. This time, excellent. So, let's hop out. Just out of curiosity, what does it say? Grass. There we go. Oh, it says it needs lime. All right. And over here, grass. There you go. You cannot be too careful. Fertilizing has been taken care of. Again, it does say we need lime. Well, I am about to take care of that. That will be no problem whatsoever. So now, the next time we should be in good shape. Oh, wait, come on now. Finish your folding, please. So we'll grab our lime. And this is where in the future, I definitely want to have some dedicated equipment, particularly tractors, for this kind of thing, so I don't have to move tractors around to different areas of our farm or different farms altogether, as these things are not going to be located right next to each other, and I would prefer not to have to run tractors back and forth very often. And I must admit, a lot of that is simply because I prefer buying more stuff. I love the process of buying all of the equipment for the farm and having more equipment for the farm. I just love that. So yeah, that's a big reason why I do it. Not necessarily that it's that big of a hassle, because again, this map is not that big, and it's not that big of an issue to move equipment around. That's for sure. Alright, this guy I'm actually going to bring back over here, because we will need him on a regular basis to work the fields. So I'm going to bring him back. Try not to sideswipe any vehicles. Looks like our fertilizer attachment. Yep, it's gotten sideswiped a bit on its own. Okay, let's grab the lime. We'll head back over. And that'll be our final task of today. So remember, we are in April right now. And let's actually bring up the calendar. So here we are in April. Once we get into July, that's going to be our first opportunity to harvest our wheat. And then, of course, straight from the harvest, we got 2 days to do that, July and August, and then we'll run right into the planting season again in September and October. So we're going to have plenty to do. That's the take-home message. But right now, we've still got a couple more months to get our sheep operation up and running. And that's what I was hoping for. And speaking of the seasons, I was really hoping for a little bit more out of the winter. The winter, there wasn't a whole lot to it. I was kind of afraid there wouldn't be, and that would become an issue, but I guess we'll just have to deal with it. If there was a way to skip the winter, at this point I think I would, just simply because there was nothing really to do. You know, that way if I could, say for example, only have 3 seasons and extend each season by 1 day to engulf the now missing winter, I think I would probably do that. I thought I was going to need a snow plow and that kind of thing. I just really didn't. Maybe when we get later on in the gameplay, who knows? Maybe I'll need that snow plow or to lay down some salt. But so far, it was much ado about nothing for the most part. All right, let's get this guy started, and I want to see what he does. All right, I'm going to get him right to the edge here. Okay, and let's hire a worker. Let's see what he does. Let's see if he recognizes this as a combined field now. All right, there you can see the lime going out. Not that it's necessarily needed in all these areas, but... Oh, I thought he was going to stop. Okay, how far down does he go? Remember, those shrubs you can run through right until you get there. So he made it to the end before he gave a light tap to the electric pole. All right, let's see if he gets confused here. Again, all of these are just opportunities for me to get a better idea of the AI behavior. All right, so he's sort of going to take the long way around here. And okay, I guess that's one way of doing it. He's not using the full working width, but that's okay. It's costing us a little bit of extra money, but hey, in the long run, I can work with that. There's that eyesore off to the side, that wonderful tree that is glitched out. And so far, all I can do is push it out of the way. I've tried to chainsaw through it enough to, you know, make the pieces small enough that it would sort of get rid of that. But so far, I've had exactly no luck with that. So I'll keep it that. But just take a look at all the room we have left on this side. We've got room for probably, and of course I would have to be doing this mid-turn for this guy. But you can see we've got enough room for at least one more spinnery here. And maybe another. Oh, I see what this guy's doing. He's using the working width of... Okay, I got you now. He's using the working width of the mower instead of the working width of the lime. Okay, so I'll take care of that. That's, now that I know what he's doing, that will help out. So I can fix that if we have to go through this in the future, now that I realize what it is he's doing. But that is going to do it for today. I'll make some adjustments here to our lime spreading, but there has been a lot done here on the farm, and you can see I've still got the equipment, the forestry equipment, to take care of the trees and continue expanding and creating more area over there. All right, let me go ahead and just turn this guy off right now. But there's a lot more work to be done, a lot more trees to cut, including one that we're about to come up on right there. So I'll keep doing that, and when we come back next time, it might very well be time to harvest some wheat. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and stick around for more Farming Simulator 22.